What's up, guys? So today I wanted to take a second, kind of follow in the same spirit as the last part that I did in this series on how to integrate the HSP D3 chest rig with the Grey Ghost Gear lightweight assault pack. In this, part, I'd like to talk about how to integrate the lightweight assault pack with a plate carrier, and in this case it's going to be the Shellback Tactical Banshee rifle plate carrier that you see here. Awesome plate carrier, great value for the money, very good construction, and I've gone over this in other videos, so you can watch that if you want more info on any of these specific items. But in terms of integrating them, plate carriers don't generally come with hydration. When you want to add hydration to a plate carrier, there's a couple different routes you can go. You can choose a dedicated hydration carrier, like something from Source, something from Camelback. There's lots of different ones, and those work great. But sometimes you may want to add a little bit of extra storage to your kit along with the hydration. And in a case like that, grabbing an assault pack like the one you see here can definitely be a good way to do this. Now, when it comes to that scenario, there's generally two ways that you may find yourself, working out in the field. The first one would be working alone, and if you're alone. And I would suggest that if you are alone, you may be better off to just run your plate carrier as it is, and then use just the backpack straps on the backpack. Wear it exactly like a backpack, except over the top of the plate carrier shoulder straps. The reason I say that is that in the field, if you are alone and you need to access items in the pack on a regular basis, having the pack straps over your shoulders instead of affixed to the carrier means you won't have to be reaching back over your shoulders to try to grab, the buckles, to click and unclick the buckles. I've found in trying this out in many different ways that actually it becomes kind of difficult to access items in the pack on a regular basis if it's clicked to, kind of hard mounted or clicked to the carrier. So if you are working alone, I would strongly suggest that you take a look at adjusting the straps so that they are worn and the pack rides comfortably over the top of your back. In that case, you would definitely just want to leave the hydration line routed over the straps of the pack, just as you would normally wear the pack by itself, and then you have instant quick add hydration to your kit. But you can also remove the pack in a hurry if you need to ditch weight, if you're stuck on something, or of course the most important reason, if you need to access the items in the pack. So that's my recommendation for that if you're running solo. Now, if you're running in a team environment, in that case, this pack can be highly useful because you may want to carry mission critical items, or items that your team may need, such as, a med kit, extra magazines. Definitely extra magazines is a huge important factor, and especially, this pack runs Velcro through the whole front pouch. You can add some of those Velcro organizers and run extra mags all up in here. And then in the back, you've got room for all your med kit, any kind of eye, ear probe, whatever you might need to throw in there. Any kind of extra stuff that your team might need along the way, tools, whatever, can be thrown inside this pack and carried on your back, accessible by anybody on your team at any time. As well, when you do this setup, of course, then if you're hard mounting or clicking the pack to the to the plate carrier, then of course you'll want to reroute the hydration line over the shoulder of the plate carrier so that it is fully integrated and you've got your hydration running in the right spot. So give me 1 second to reposition the items here, and we'll get right into how to hard mount these two together. Alright, so as far as putting these two items together, basically the Grey Ghost Gear, a lightweight assault pack, is designed in this way to be either run over the shoulders as a standard pack or hard mounted to a carrier or any other kind of MOLLE load bearing equipment. So it comes with everything you'll need to do this integration. To show you what it comes with 4 of these entire units. That is this hard card right here with the color matched webbing, and then on the back it's got the 3 rows of MOLLE webbing. It comes with the malice clip for each one of these connection points. On the connection point is a hard mounted male Nexus ITW branded buckle here, and then it also comes with 4 of these split bar female ITW Nexus buckles, and these allow weaving into MOLLE sections so that this can be quick clipped together. Anyway, the whole setup of the Grey Ghost Gear lightweight assault pack you see here comes with 4 of these entire units here. So it definitely gives you the ability to run it, set this up however you need to, whatever your circumstances in terms of if you're running vertical or horizontal MOLLE or how you need to do it. They give you plenty of hardware to get this job done. So anyway, when you're going to hard mount this pack, what you'll want to do first of all is get the hydration line out of the strap for the backpack. That's your first step. These straps are going to be going into the back of the pack. So basically you unclick it down here and open up this pouch and route the straps into the pouch. Here you'll pull out the excess mounting straps and then stick the bottoms of the original pack straps into these holes to get them out of the way. And then once you get that all done, just seal it all back up. And here's what you got. You got a nice flat back ready to integrate to the carrier, and then you've got the males coming off straps down here on both sides, and nothing up here but the line ready to route through the carrier. Up here the pack has these female buckles, which you'll see how those come into play in just a second. When it comes to the plate carrier itself, there's a couple things you'll have to do before this will be ready to click in. First of all, this setup can be run in 2 ways. It can be run with a cummerbund with MOLLE on the side, and it can be run straight to, if you're running slick sides on a plate carrier, it can also be made to work in that way. And with this carrier especially, the method that this carrier uses to run slick sides really does lend itself well to the Grey Ghost Gear lightweight assault pack's style of clicking in. So I'll show you that in a second, but right now let me just show you the standard way. Most people running a MOLLE cummerbund, so this will be applicable to the majority. Anyway, so the first thing in terms of setting up the carrier is to install the parts from the lightweight assault pack to click in. Up here you can see I've already taken the hard cards with the male buckles and mounted them to this section of 3 rows of pals that comes on the Shellback Tactical Banshee. To give you an example of what that looks like, here is the front section, and you can see it has them right in the right spot. So it's almost like these two were made to go together. Anyway, you can see how these mount onto the spots up here, very neat and clean, no nonsense. Mount right there. Here's how the malice clip hangs off the bottom. I left the excess on the bottom so it's hidden by the buckles. Basically, it's not sticking out here, giving you room to still utilize this elastic band for routing the hydration line. So I installed those up here. If you don't have this type of setup, though most carriers have some type of MOLLE sections up here, but if you don't, you can always route these, flip these over and route them here to create, the buckle will end up in the same place if you run these things upside down, something like this. Okay, that still gives you the buckle in almost the same exact place, and every carrier has MOLLE up here at the top, or at least the majority do. The second thing you'll need to do is install the females, and basically all that is just weaving them in, getting the pack onto the carrier here, and then figuring out how long the leads are to which column of MOLLE you want to mount this to, and then just weaving it through the webbing till it's nice and tight and fit to the carrier on each side of the cummerbund, one over there and one over here. At that point, this carrier is ready to go for clicking the pack in. So give me 1 second, let me reposition the camera so it's a little easier to show it. Alright, so now that the carrier's all set up, the pack's all set up, nothing left to do but put it together. So anyway, first thing, you take these females on the upper section of the pack and mate them to the males on the straps up here, like so. Now the top is fixed there, and then as far as the bottom, you take these straps that come out, the clickable straps on the assault pack, and click them into the females on the cummerbund on both sides like this. Right there, the whole thing is mounted. Now you will see, and people have discussed this, well actually before I get into that, let me just say, in order to make sure this is going to stay flush, the straps do have adjustments, so you can just pull this in as necessary to tighten up the load, make sure that it is fitting as nice and flush to the kit as possible. And last but not least, you just take this line right here and route it through the, whatever you have. If you're running a shoulder strap, or whatever kind of, depending on what carrier you run, just route this over the top of the padding for your shoulder strap or whatever, and then it can be routed on, in this case, through the elastic sections of MOLLE, like so, and that way what you end up with is a hydration line run straight over the shoulder, right where you need it, and then you can always affix some kind of click or lash attachment to keep this in a whatever kind of position you might want. As far as positioning of this pack on the carrier, a lot of people have talked about this, that yes, this pack is larger than the plate carrier. In the case of the Banshee is a very slim, low profile type of carrier, and so it is not very long. It doesn't go down to your waist. It stops above your waist, so that in general, if you're using a belt system like a battle belt with it, then it gives you the clearance. With this pack overhang, and there's about, I'd say, 6 to 8 inches of overhang when you have it mounted like this. So in this case, if you're using this pack, and you're running a belt system, you'll want to be aware that there is going to be some interference between any pouches you may have on the back of the belt and this pack over the top of them, creating a difficulty to access whatever's under the pack. I would suggest that if you plan to run this pack in this situation, you think ahead and remove the items on the back of your belt that are going to be, interfered with by the pack, or at bare minimum, be aware that the pack will cover the pouches on the back of your belt and therefore pretty much render them useless. In that case, what I generally do is run a chest rig or a panel on the front, which eliminates any of the items that might be run back here. I tend to run whatever items I generally run in the back of my belt up into the front panel, so that way everything is still accessible. On the sides, it is still very clean and slick, and you still have access to side pouches from a belt below, so you would still be able to run, your magazine pouches or whatever you may need to run to be able to, obviously run your gun the way you need to. So that's it in terms of mounting this pack to the carrier when you're running cummerbund style. So now what I want to show is how to run this if you're going to be running your carrier slick. There's another way you can do that with the Banshee, which turns out to work pretty well as well. Alright, so in this particular case for the Banshee rifle plate carrier, one of the awesome things about the Banshee is that it comes with two different methods of side attachment. It comes with the cummerbund that I showed you in the last section there, and then it also comes with an ability to run slick sides. And basically what it is, it's just these straps. It comes with two of these straps with the male buckle on it and the attachment method, and then it comes with two of the same attachment method here with a male side, so that you can run these in the in the sides like so, and then just click these together and only be running one strap on each side of your waist. It's very good when you're running in the desert, hot weather, and don't require the side cummerbund for anything, not using side plates or anything. You can run these, and it really does lessen the whole wrap around. It definitely gives you a lot more breathability on the sides. Well, one thing is, if you just remove the male section of this buckle from the carrier, you can use the attachment strap from the pack itself once the pack's clicked in at the top, and then just click these together and adjust for fit around your waist. In this case now, this is your slick side strap, a mix of the pack itself and the and the standard Banshee attachment here. If you're not running a Banshee, you can still be creative, I'm sure, and come up with a way to create a piece of webbing with a female buckle hard mounted that can be interwoven into the molly on the front here of the carrier, like right here, and still run a strap of webbing out with a female to integrate this. So you don't need the Banshee to do this, but the Banshee's system does make it a lot more plug and play. You don't need to add any extra pieces to make it work. Anyway, click in this side, and adjust for fit around your waist, and you're running slick sides with an assault pack and the plate carrier, full armor capability, but very slick sides. Alright, so to show you how it looks on, you can see it's set up in the cummerbund way. To put the carrier on, obviously, you all know how to put your carriers on. Just open the cummerbund, reach through, run it over like so, and then pull it tight. So here it is on. You can see everything is nice and neat, attached on the sides here to hold the pack very tight to the kit, basically creating one piece of gear here. You can see the way the hydration line routes over the shoulder. This is a source bladder, one of the best in my opinion, and got full access to your hydration. You can add a little clip here to hold it in place, or if you're running a panel for magazines and whatnot, you can find a place to clip it down here, wherever you might want to affix it to keep it out of the way. But basically just runs down over the shoulders like so. On the sides here you can see the way, first of all, the amount of space you have for any kind of magazines or pistol, and then also you can see the distance that the pack hangs off of the carrier. Like I said, about 8 inches, and that does, the carrier is still riding, from the waist up, but definitely you'll want to think twice about any items you might be stashing if you're running a battle belt with this setup. One thing that I found though is when you are running this setup, if you choose to run a chest rig attachment on the front of this carrier, you've basically taken everything that you're keeping on your belt system and moving it up to the chest area, and so you really could get away with a pistol belt and just run your pistol on the side or whatever you might need to do, and keep all the items that normally store in the back, like I mentioned earlier, up front here. So anyway, that's about it. To give you a full look all the way around, here's the side, here's the back, showing you the distance. It's hanging down. Here's the other side, and then front view, just the carrier. So give me one more second, let me flip over to slick side so I can show you what that looks like, and we can wrap it up. Alright guys, so this is how the pack rides on the carrier. You can see the overhang, whatever. Anyway, to put this on, just like any, you just unclick it from one side, reach through the carrier, throw it on like so, and then get this strap back around and click it together. At that point, you can pull on these straps right here, like I said, to adjust it to your waist. Now, if you're a really big guy, thick this way, this system for running the slick sides may not work. You may have to get, if you're running the Banshee or any other plate carrier, you may have to build the extra webbing to attach in the back here. But for me, it fits right. You can see how these pieces are going from the pack to the front panel here. Now, mind you, at the bottom of the pack and the panel here, it is not attached, but because it's attached at the top, it brings the back panel together, and the panel itself does not move side to side. It stays put exactly where it should. So anyway, as you can see, this is how it looks when you're running it slick side, and all in all, a very slick setup, so to speak. Here is the overhang, and you can see if I was wearing a battle belt here, like I mentioned, you would have difficulty accessing any items on the back of the belt. But as far as the sides, you could still run your pistol or magazines on either side and not have any issue in terms of anything being in the way. Of course, this can just be clipped across however you want to secure your hydration line, but you can see hydration running over the top, just like the cummerbund setup. Very nice and neat and clean, and definitely an awesome way to run this pack to support any people on your team. So that's about it, guys. I just want to take a second to show you how this pack integrates with the Banshee specifically, but plate carriers in general. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely feel free to leave them below. I'll do my best to get back to you as quick as possible. And, other than that, hope you guys have a good weekend. Till next time, take it easy.